acted on the sly, leaving no traces. For example, from the statement of the injured person follows that the defendant, Georgiana, in order to avoid leaving traces of violence on the body of one of the girls who had a recent breast implant, lifted her arm in order to undo the operation, after which he affirmed that she is not stupid to beat her to leave her marks.
Picture I uploaded, and I didn't upload it yet. I uploaded it when you were watching.
Yeah.
I met her in Poland 4 or 5 times. I took her out. Virgin, 18 years old.
Yep.
Beautiful girl. Now you've seen the picture. You know what she looks like. What do you think? 8.5, 9?
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, smoking. So I took my time. Time and words had to be wasted. Did all the bullshit I usually do. There was no hard close on her. I left, gave her a big kiss, said, I'm going to miss you, etc., etc. Flew her to Romania. The first 2 days I spent with her in Romania, I purposefully, hear me out, John, chess, ready? I booked her here for 3 days to fly here, okay? For the first 2 nights, I booked a hotel for her. And my assistant drove her to her hotel every night. I kissed her on the couch, told her she liked me, she was into it. Georgiana's here, she's taking you home. First 2 nights, took her home. Third night, her flight was at 7 a.m. Baby, you may as well stay with me. Chess. Set up. This is what it takes to fuck 9 out of 10 virgins. It does. That night I fucked her. So what is my close rate in terms of dates? Because that was fucking 9 dates. What's my close rate in terms of dates? I don't know, but when I set my mind to a girl, my close rate is as close to 100% as you can get.
Romanian prosecutors have escalated the charges against social media influencer Andrew Tate, his brother Kristen, and 2 others from human trafficking to trafficking in continued form.
But basically, you have to be big, large enough personality that you handle it. There is no hierarchy. You can't clearly have women below women. They don't like that shit. What you do when you're in my situation, where you have a girlfriend of 6 years, and you try and bring a new girl in, you actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us so that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of work and sex and now I'm here and he likes me and she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. If Vivian was completely honest, well, he's been with me 6 years and we're gonna be together forever, so you're just a side bitch, then it's not gonna ever work. So it also depends how much control you have over your bottom bitch, because you have to be able to have her on side, playing the game. That's super important. So key is, it's you and everyone else. There is no hierarchy below you. Can you break down your own situation? So I got 2 main bitches. I'm gonna deal with my fire, gentlemen. I got 2 main girls. I've got Melissa and Vivian. Now, Melissa and Vivian started off together. After 2 years of slamming them every day together, tensions were getting a bit crazy. I mean, I could have held it together forever, but it was just to a point where it's just like, oh, shut up. So everyone made a happy agreement that they'd be separate. I'd still be with both of them, but they don't want to live together anymore. That's fine. when I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Vivian's like 21. Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's like 21.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Vivian's younger, she's more fun, more outgoing. Melissa's really quite, not in a bad way, she's more homey, boring, so if you're gonna pair a girl with a girl, it's much easier if the girl's fun. Let's all go to the club. Let's all drink champagne. Let's all do this. Let's go here, let's go here. That's what it does. So since I've had Vivian, I've had 5 other girlfriends who I've shared with Vivian. So a description of your relationship process with Vivian. So yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. It's a really long story. I don't want to tell you the whole story. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. If you don't have a webcam company, you need to look into it. Because as soon as you have a couple girls in love with you, it's the fucking easiest money in the world. No, I take that back. It's not easy money. You gotta build it up. But once you get girls built up, then it's free money. Like every other business, you gotta build it up. I decided I want to start a webcam business. Vivian's beautiful. I said, look, stop being a waitress, come here, live with me. She came. Everything was fine for a couple weeks. Melissa obviously lived in England. They didn't know about each other. They found out. They tried to have a big argument with me. I did exactly as I said, downplayed it, didn't give a shit. Everyone moved in together. Everyone started doing webcam. I was making loads of money. Then we agreed to the split, like we said. And that's basically been it. Since then, new girls have come along. Vivian understands that I'm fucking these hoes, but I don't care about these hoes. I mean, I have on CobraTake.com, I have a course and I teach everything I know about girls from start to finish, everything I know about game. And it will help. But if you're a low value man, it can only help. You're not banging Claudia Schiffer or fucking whoever.
Is this your PhD program?
PhD program, that's right.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
So yeah, on CobraTake.com, I have my PhD program, and that is, PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm,
Clever.
And that teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. Find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich.
And that's how I got rich.
Oh, rich guy didn't pay up his name. No one cares. We have to hurt his name. Human trafficking. Think about that. I said this to the judge. How does it make sense a man with no criminal record, who is financially successful, decides to begin to human traffic at 35 years of age? I have no financial motivation. It's clearly not my personality profile. I don't need money. Why have I begun to human traffic from nowhere? It doesn't even make any sense from a pure logical perspective. There's no motive to the crime. Who have I human trafficked?
I first made my millions of dollars. The first time I ever became a millionaire was with Webcam Studio.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is how I first ever made money. I mean, I was a kickboxing world champion, but kickboxing's not boxing, right?
Yeah.
So I'd make like $100,000 a fight. You fight 2 or 3 times a year. You pay 20% to your manager. You pay taxes, but you're not rich.
So you get like 30 to 40% of the money.
Yeah, and I didn't consider myself rich. Like 30, 40 grand chunks, twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. Living in London, London rents, need a car. You're trying, you're not rich in any way. And that's actually the reason I retired.
How does it make sense a man with no criminal record, who is financially successful, decides to begin to human traffic at 35 years of age? I have no financial motivation. It's clearly not my personality profile. I don't need money. Why have I begun to human traffic from nowhere?
And then, very much exactly like you said. They'd go online, they'd do their hours, they'd have their regular customers, they'd get their money. And then I'd take around half of the money, around 50%.
You take 50%.
Around 50%.
Okay.
So the girls who loved me and worked for me, my main girlfriends, they'd get probably around 20% of their money. I'd keep 80% of the money. So they basically worked for free. They worked for my love and attention. I could make money from women. If I can make £1, I can make 10 pounds. If I can make 10 pounds, I can make 100 pounds. I had my huge harems and my huge collections of women and my insane Playboy days for the purpose of making me millions of dollars. And once I had the money, now I look at each woman as a potential, am I gonna get her pregnant and have kids with? And this is an argument no one but me ever says. Every woman was a virgin once. And everyone's like, all the women in this place are bad, and all the women in that place are bad, and all the women in that bad. Listen, if you get her before she's fucking sucked everyone's dick, if you get a girl with a body count of 0, you could turn her into a good girl. Why can't you? So I'm not one of these doomers.
Yeah, I agree.
American women are completely lost. Because for every single hoe in America, if at one point in her life I wanted to make a wife out of her,
I could have if I met her at 16 or 17 or 18. And I could have, and she could have been the perfect wife. Society destroys women. So what's your opinion on women in America? If you're living in America, you want to aim younger than 21, because in most of the major cities they're fucking ruined by then. But,
so I had all these girlfriends, so I'm like, maybe I could open a strip club and like be a pimp, and, you know, be a gangster about it. And then that opening a strip club
that's literally the first thing you thought about was opening a strip club?
Well, I thought I have these beautiful girls. How can I? This is before like Twitch existed.
I have no financial motivation. It's clearly not my personality profile.
So I was like, what can I do with these hot girls? So I was like, it's just an asset, right? There's these girls, and a lot of them were messaging me. They thought I was this millionaire world champion. They all wanted to come London, live with me, and thought I was a big boy millionaire and all this stuff.
How does it make sense? A man with no criminal record, who is financially successful, decides to begin to human traffic at 35 years of age. I have no financial motivation. It's clearly not my personality profile. I don't need money. Why have I begun to human traffic from nowhere? You can't sit and say that it's fair for a woman to be fucking a bunch of guys. That's not fair and that's not normal. No woman who works for me or a woman of mine is talking to or interacting with other men besides outside of that website for money. That's it. They don't have male friends. They don't go to the club without me. They are dedicated to me and their job. That is it. And that's what I try and teach guys how to do.
And these girls take a lot of shit from their friends. I'm sure you have to deal with that too, because they all come in and say, hey, this isn't fair. Why does he get to go fuck people and you don't?
Yeah, well, I'm quite lucky because my girls don't have any friends besides the other girls I'm fucking, right? So they're not allowed friends, male or female. They're in the house.
No, I get.
But when you're a G, you're just accidentally like pimping hoes. You go somewhere, some bitch. She's like, hi. You're like, yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm the man. But oops, you fuck her. Oops, and now she's in love with you and shit. The real G's know what I'm saying. Like, you're pimping bitches. You don't even want her. So you're pimping bitches. So when you're pimping bitches like me, it's a full-time job. You ever tried talking to 30 girls?
Anytime you see an E, that's Andrew because his real name is Emory, which is his father's name. So this was from August 2nd, 2022. So last summer. You are mine. Don't forget that and act like it. We will be together soon. What do you mean I act like one? You should know what it means to be a good wife. I have said many times that you should live in Romania. Have comment ignored. Okay, I'm coming with you. This is my girl. Give me a few hours to make a serious plan. Baby, but can I trust you? Yes, you can. You will move to Romania with me. I plan when I get there. First, I might have to go to Prague for a few days, and we'll meet in Romania. I want you to know that you are determined, serious about marriage. Yes, I am serious. At some point, the injured person saw several videos on the YouTube platform in which the defendant talks about what he does and from which his approach to women results, and asked the defendant questions about these aspects. You're not stupid, and you probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I really do. She says, webcam? He says, for a long time, I did this with a team of girls who worked on video chat. The company was fake. He says, yes, but that's how I wash my dirty money. The injured person testified that when the defendant, Georgiana, picked her up from the airport, she told him that she would live with some girls who work for the defendant, Andrew Tate, and his brother, who had accounts on OnlyFans and shared the earnings with the two of them. The injured person mentioned that it seemed strange to him what the defendant, Georgiana, was telling him, but he was already in Romania and had nothing else to do. I think when it says him, it's meant to say her, but the Google translation from Romania to English translates her to him for some reason. It's done that before. I've seen that in other Romania translated documents too. She was already in Romania and had nothing else to do, thinking that when the defendant, Andrew Tate, will return to Romania, they will live together as Andrew had promised her. The statement of the injured person was corroborated with the resulting aspects from conversations by injured person and the accused through the WhatsApp application. So this is on February 3rd, 2022. I'm in the house with some of the girls who work for Georgiana. Said I will stay with Georgiana. I feel a little weird. And Georgiana said, you're probably coming in 5 days. It's too much. I wish you tell me things like they are so I know what's going on. What exactly do these girls do? I thought I was coming and we would be together. I understand that it happens things, but you have to talk to me and tell me so that I don't feel weird then. Andrew says, you don't have to feel weird. I come home as fast as I can. You know I work. She says, baby, what are these girls doing anyways? I feel stupid for not knowing. I should know so I can talk to them and not say something stupid or offend them in any way. He said, OnlyFans. So she said, so they undress and stuff or something else? And he said, no, just bikini and underwear. And they have a live show on TikTok, which makes a lot of money. Andrew says, instead of going to live with B, which I think is Beatrice, she was the girl with the blonde hair who had the Tate's girl tattooed on her arm. You go live alone and keep all the money. I know you don't like men talking to you. The truth is, I'll be very busy with work a lot of times, so if you have something to do, that would be great. Plus, you'll make a lot of money. I won't let you have a normal job where men can see the real you. No idea. On screen, I don't care. TikTok is better than a nightclub where men really try.
So yeah, I had to sleep with basically every woman who ever worked for me. And that's how it started. I'd sleep with the girl. She'd become my girlfriend. And I'd say, look, don't go work and be a waitress or work in an office. Come work here. That's kind of how it worked from head to toe.
So this is him like trying to now persuade her into doing online stuff instead of getting a job. I have a 3-stage plan. You know me. And if you are my wife, I want you to be involved. I trust you. You have to listen, think carefully, and understand what I'm going to tell you. The plan is that I want to get this house for free for us. I show you. He sent her a link to the house. Look how we're going to do it. You start working with Georgiana and you work hard for the other girls to try to catch up with you. You will make a lot of money and keep them all to be rich. But it's important that the girls see you working so that they want to work harder. They're going to get married when they come to Romania. Like he meets them. Then he's like, come to Romania. I love you. We'll get married. We'll live together. She gets there. He's at work. Georgiana picks her up from the airport and she's in this house with all these girls that work for him doing OnlyFans. And since she's there bored alone, he's like, oh, why don't you do it? And now he's saying, oh, look, we'll get this house for free. You just have to work so the other girls will work and we'll keep all of their money. So this is the whole coercion process. Part 3, I tell you personally. What does this have to do with the house? She says. He says, earn a lot of money and they will buy it through the company from their salaries. He's saying Georgiana will buy the house through the other girls' money that are doing OnlyFans, but she has to do the OnlyFans too to convince the other girls to work harder. It's all just like a scheme. Okay, this is Andrew. You start complaining as if I don't have enough stress. Georgiana is super excited about you. You work hard. She said, I stayed for almost 8 hours without a break. And he said, you will be rich. The injured person stated she did not use the phone she had on her because she had the impression that she was being controlled. At one point, she told the defendant, Andrew Tate, botanical garden with 2 girls from Ukraine, whom she previously indicated had been brought by the defendants, Georgiana, and lived in the house for about 5 days. The defendant, Andrew Tate, told her that they could only go accompanied by Georgiana or the named PY or ABG. The injured person stated that during the time she lived in the house, she and the other girls were never left alone, always being a trusted person of the Tate brothers to take care of them. The circumstance that the injured person was not allowed to leave the house unaccompanied also resulted from her conversation with the defendant, Emory, Andrew Tate, through the WhatsApp application. Okay, the victim says, we had breakfast. We talked with my sister. I just talked to... or something between you two. I want to do my exercises, send some emails, read the Bible, and maybe go to town later. Does anyone want to go? She says, what are you doing? He says, yes, go to town only with someone else, not alone. He says, still working. I try to get home as fast as I can. Girls don't go to town alone when they are married. She said, tomorrow we might go to the botanical garden with the girls from Ukraine. I'm not stupid. I know there's something more. I could stay in London until you return to Romania. I know you have a ton on your mind right now, but my sister's telling me to go back to London because she thinks I'm not safe here. I'm very confused. I want to know what your plan is. She says, I love you. He says, aren't you safe? He says, I wanted you to leave London because of the way you behaved there. For 2 weeks, the injured person lived with the named PY, ABG, and AMA. So people involved in the case. And during this time, the defendant, Georgiana, was nice to her. She was the one who took care of the shopping and everything needed for the house. The injured person UA, the girl that I've been reading the text messages from, also stated that PY and ABG told her that they make OnlyFans and that half the earnings they made go to the two brothers, Andrew and Tristan. At the same time, the one in charge of collecting the sums of money obtained from the postings of various images and videos on the OnlyFans website was the defendant, Georgiana, who later gave the sums of money to the defendants, Andrew and Tristan. And the one in charge of managing the accounts on the platforms, socialization, was the defendant, Luana. I can't say her name, Luana. Next, the injured person stated that the defendant, Georgiana, proposed for her from the very first day to create a special account for her in order to obtain sums of money from posting the live videos, with the card of said Georgiana being attached to the TikTok account. The name ABG proposed to the injured person to go live together on TikTok with the defendant, Andrew Tate, suggesting that he could do so because he could earn money. Therefore, the injured person made a live video on TikTok with ABG, calling her N, another name. The injured person was also reported that she had not been giving her own TikTok account, but was using another girl's with the name of A, called Coquelette, who had been in a relationship with Tristan, but who had already left. He received a Hawaii brand phone in which the TikTok account attributed to her and where she saw the posted videos by A, in which she noticed that she had tattooed the inscription Talisman T and the infinity sign. I think they mean the Tate tattoos when they say the Talisman T thing. B asked me if I wanted to go live with her on TikTok. What did you say? Why not? What is it? Just TikTok? Do it. It's simple. Yes, cool. Okay, we'll see. Really Russian name. I see your bouncy breasts and cute smile on TikTok. Baby, why did Georgiana if I wanted to make a fake TikTok account? I don't want to work for her. I don't. What? Yesterday, he came home and asked if I wanted to go live with Beatrice again and told him I could come in for support. Not like I'd like that. Then she asked me if I still have a phone with me, that she can make me a fake account on TikTok. I told her that I still have a phone, but it's only for calls. And she told me that she has a phone with good room. And I was like, weird. I didn't tell her anything clearly first. I went to talk to you about it. And then she said, I don't like men talking to me and that. This is Tristan now, texting somebody else. Next question is obvious. Why have you not found the man you're looking for? Bear. Is it? Surely he's looking for you too. That means you would fit in Europe. If you like us, you realize you'll be coming to Europe quite often, right? Yes, we'll see. You are such a beautiful woman. Oh, how nice, thank you. You're very hot. What did you like the most? The way you look at me. Well, you're a nice person to look at. I love that part of me wants to do whatever you ask. Would you really do whatever I say? Said Tristan. Tristan said, I love how submissive you are. The next victim reported that she met the defendant Tristan Tate in person at the end of December 2021 when she was in Florida, Miami at a conference related to the work defendant Tristan Tate was doing. Defendant Tristan Tate told injured person that there was no problem if she would also go to this conference and that they would live in a very nice house and it would be very special first date. There was a lot of men at the conference and all those attending the conference lived in the house where the injured person and the defendant Tristan also lived. Injured person stated she stayed overnight because she was already in Miami. She stated that during the day of the conference, at this conference, all kinds of work events were organized to which women were not allowed access. Later understanding that they wanted women not to know what was being discussed there. Okay, then this is back to the first girl that was talking with Andrew. It's not that I'm boring, but it's the one thing to ask just me and another thing to ask all the girls. Why do you want to see the girls? I want to see that you obey me. It's not about them. It's about the fact that I want to know that my woman does whatever I tell her. Ugh, God, so manipulative. I know you don't want to. That's why it means something when you want it. So obey your man. We're together forever. It's like a picture, damn it. She said, okay, I'll do it. I want to make you happy. He said, you start to. A woman who always obeys and does what I say, especially things which she doesn't usually do. She is a woman who is really loyal to her man. He said, I want the best woman on the planet. She said, "You know I'm loyal to you, and yes, I don't do this normally, but I want to make you happy. I hope you see how important you are to me." He said, "That's exactly how you show me. Plus, it's sexy. I can't explain how much I like it when you obey me without asking questions. Ugh. You should try to obey me more often. Always listen." She said, "I miss you too, baby." He said, "Cool." And then she said, "What if I don't obey?" And he said, "You will obey because that's how you attract my attention and love. And punishment comes from love." Continued her activities following a very strict schedule. She had to be live for 12 hours on TikTok with a break only 5 minutes. The defendants Georgiana and Luana requiring her to work a minimum of 10,000 euros per month from TikTok and threatening her at the same time that they will beat her if she doesn't do her job. From the statement of the injured person, it appears that she was afraid to give up so that the defendants, Georgiana and Luana, would not proceed as they did in the case of somebody else, respectively, hack her accounts and post indecent pictures or videos with her. Wow. He instills the victims the illusion that they are his girlfriends and will ensure them a better life. A form of psychological coercion can be observed by claiming some debts, the so-called fines that were applied to them by the defendants, Tristan and Andrew, if the girls did not post on OnlyFans, so that the named P, at that time, he owed them a sum of 4,000 euros. So the one girl was owed 4,000 euros.
What I am lucky to have is with the girls I live with, my main girl, my number one girl, is very well trained and she very well understands. And she very much sees it as it's me and my man using this girl. Not using, but fucking this girl. She is our toy, not his toy. She is our toy. And for that reason, she's always more loyal to me than she is to female. I mean, both the women snitch on each other and come to me and tell me they both snitch to me and all this shit. But have you ever read 48 Laws of the Game? Have you ever read that book?
No.
You should read it. It's by Pimping Ken, and he was a street pimp. And he makes a very good point. One of the laws of the game is have a solid bottom bitch. And he's saying the key is if you have one girl who truly is out, who understands you and is on your side, and you can use her to control other girls, it's so much easier. And I'm kind of lucky I have that with my I say my main girl. I have 2 or 3 main girls. I can move any new girl into any of my main girls, and my main girl will be like, look, if you talk to another guy, he's gonna kick you out. If you talk to him bad, he's gonna kick you out. If you look at him wrong, he's gonna kick you out. Like they put the fear in her for me. Like they're on my side. Do you know what I mean? So it makes it a lot easier from that perspective. And then my main girl will come to me and say, look, I got her, she's doing everything I say. She's doing it, she's listening to us, to us, to us. It's very much us and them. And that's kind of how I've always done it with the pimp game and stuff. That's why I get my best cam girl with a new cam girl. It was kind of the same cycle.
Okay. The claim of the lawyers that the victims could have left at any time is baseless and attempts to make a mockery of the victims. Thus, from the statements of the injured persons, it follows that they were always accompanied. From the conversations of the defendants, Tristan, it follows that they forbade them to leave the house alone. From the statement of the injured person, it follows that there were armed guards in the yard. Moreover, the injured person explained that he did not call the police because the defender, Tristan Tate, scared her by implying that she is being watched all the time with surveillance cameras placed all over the house. She stated that once when she was writing something, the defendant, Tristan Tate, sent her a message and told her he saw her writing. The defenders of the defendants stated there is no evidence or medical legal documents to prove that the physical violence. There are no such medical legal documents because the defendants acted on the sly, leaving no traces. For example, from the statement of the injured person, it follows that the defendant, Georgiana, in order to avoid leaving traces of violence on the body of one of the girls who had a recent breast implant, lifted her arm in order to undo the operation, after which he affirmed that she is not stupid to beat her to leave her marks.